What's all the PMS with Coach G? It's positively motivating sisters with purpose, meaning, style. Are you ready for positive conversations inspiring you to your next level? Do you need motivation to get you growing? Are you a sister, woman, leader, boss, mom, wife, female, her, she? I think you know what I mean. Are you seeking purpose in your life? Do you know the meaning for which you stand? Do you know your style is your unique authenticator? If you answered yes to any one of these questions, this podcast is designed with you in mind, which embodies the whole you mentally, emotionally, physically, financially, and spiritually. Sisters, we are on a journey in connecting you from where you are to your what's next with purpose, meaning, style, and it all starts with you. Hi, this is Coach G. Think of me as your chief P.M.S cheerleader, motivating and wanting to see you win in your personal and professional life, your connector, guiding you and bridging the gap from where you are to your what's next. I am your leadership and growth coach, empowerment speaker, author, mom, wife, Christian, and I get to serve you in doing what I am passionate about, you. Sisters, we are on a journey for you living your life on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, style. Thank you so much for listening. If it's your 64th time, you've been with me day one. If it's your fifth time, first time, whenever, whatever. Thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for even sharing this podcast. And you know what? There are always other ways you can support this podcast as well. You can go to the show description where it says support the show and you can donate me a coffee. Well, it said buy me a coffee, but actually I like tea, so it'll be buy me a tea. But it's just to support this podcast so we can continue to share and empower other women on their journey. So thank you for doing that. So in episode 64, we are talking about get comfortable with being uncomfortable. How easy is that? Often we pretty much may say, I'm going to stay in my comfort zone. There is a percentage where you have 98% that sit in their comfort zone, and you have 2% that say, I'm going to reach higher, step outside the box, and see the rewards that I can achieve in stepping out of my comfort zone. So, what percent are you? Let me ask you a question. What is something you want to do and haven't made the move to make it happen? What's holding you back? What's stopping you? What's keeping you stifled and sitting in that comfort zone and not taking the first step? You know, are you taking yourself out of it because you're telling yourself reasons why you can't do it? Are you measuring yourself on a scale for where, you know, to someone else's scale because you're comparing yourself to where they are and where you are? You know what? Those are reasons that we may not make a move. Oprah actually have a statement that she said, step out of the history that is holding you back and step into the new story you are willing to create. So sometimes it could be our own mindset, it could be our environment, it could be the history that we have been impacted by that holds us back. But you have to make a decision. It's all about making a decision and making a choice to just say, you know what, I'm going to take a step. And that one step can create a new story. And you know what? That's where it starts. And so recently, man, a queen of rock and roll, Tina Turner, passed on May 24th. And of course, you hear so much and you read so much comes across, internet media. And there was something that I came across that Tina Turner stated. And it was something profound in how doing what's uncomfortable can reap great rewards. So one of her biggest hits If you didn't know, one of her biggest hits, What's Love Got to Do with It? I know I used to love that song, still do. But she actually talked about how that song was not one of her favorite. It was almost a song that she really didn't want to sing, but it was one of her biggest hits that took her out of her comfort zone. And one of those reasons is because, it was just one of those songs that wasn't just her regular rock and roll songs. And so it was one, she was like, oh, I don't think I want to do that. Oh, I don't really like it. But it ended up being her biggest hit. And she stated it was not, again, one of her usual songs, but it actually took her out of her comfort zone. She said, if I hadn't been willing to go outside my comfort zone, open my mind a little wider, and do the extra work it took to make it mine, who knows if I would have broken through in my career. Do you hear that? Sometimes a shift in our what seems to be uncomfortable can be something that can reap great rewards. So everything is not always when we step out of our comfort zone, it's like, oh, this is not going to work. Why am I doing this? But in shifting, we allow ourselves to get comfortable with being uncomfortable, just like her story when she, um, released the song, sung the song, and it ended up being a biggest hit. And it was one that actually took her out of her comfort zone because what did I say? It wasn't her regular rock and roll vibe. Okay. But it was one that was needed in the industry. And so, something that, from that I want to remind us, it's like, don't limit yourself. Often we may limit ourselves in our thoughts, in our history, in age. There are many reasons that we may allow the limitations to stop us, but you'll never really know what can happen, how it can happen, when it can happen, and that it will happen unless you take the step, unless you get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And then another point I want to make is just open up to new possibilities. Again, from that story, she had to open her mind. She said, open my mind a little wider. So, being able to open your mind to new perspectives and new possibilities and new opportunities, because often sometimes when we don't know about something or we're not sure of something, we may allow that fear of the unknown to stop us. But we got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. So, I want to um, kind of give 3 questions to ask yourself. And often we talk about PMS tips. Well, these are your PMS questions, questions to coach yourself, questions to ask yourself. And you know what? And then take the step. So, one is, what do you want? If you find yourself sitting in your comfort zone, maybe just ask yourself that simple question: what do I want? Maybe you want to travel more. What does that mean for you? Maybe that means, oh, you might say, well, I'm uncomfortable already because I want to travel, but I don't have the money to travel. Then maybe it's now saving to set that trip to travel. Maybe it's a shift in your career. Maybe it's now, okay, I'm uncomfortable because I don't know about, what I want in this new career. And sometimes now it's a matter of putting yourself in the position of being in that industry. What does it look like? Doing the research. And then maybe it's repositioning the branding of your company. There you may start and have a start in your company and see things that are working or not working, and it may make you a little uncomfortable because sometimes we start thinking, what will they think? But you know what? What do you want? And then make the step to be uncomfortable, but getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And then that other question that you can ask yourself is, what is in my way? We have those things that block us. We have those things that stand in the way of you getting into your next. into you actually taking the next step, stepping out of your comfort zone. And maybe that thing is fear, self doubt, self sabotage, limiting beliefs. What is in your way? Ask yourself that question and answer that question. See what that is. And see why is that thing so big in your way? And sometimes all it takes is you just taking that step. Does it take away the fear? No, but you know what? You do it afraid. And then that last one, where do I stand? What is my position? Where do you stand right now? Actually evaluating and assessing where you are. You know, what you're in a comfort zone. It's like where am I right now? Why am I in this position? Why do I feel like I can't make the move? And then with that, it causes you to make adjustments, try something new. And sometimes it's just starting with the simple things, a simple task. Often that I share, you may want to explore into what did I say, into a new career. So now maybe that's actually having a conversation with someone to let them know what you're looking for, what's out there. And then actually, now, okay, let me look at my resume, or let me look at my skills, and let me see the values and skills that I offer. But know where you stand and know your position, because it empowers you to now make a move and take a step. And again, get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And so maybe, your next step is you taking that step and saying, okay, I need help. I need a coach. I need someone to help me in setting a plan and a strategy for my next. And that's where the one-on-one coaching comes. And I thank you for always allowing me the opportunity to offer that to you. And of course, we can win and work together. And you can go into the show description and let's work together, and let's go ahead and schedule that one-on-one coaching, and let's get you started moving and shifting and getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because you know what? Just like Tina Turner said, she would have never probably known or broken into her career the way she did if she hadn't recorded that song and sung that song, What's Love Got to Do with It? So maybe your next shift in that one step will be something that will just change the trajectory of your life. So let's get you connected. Let's get you connected to your why. And let's continue to live on purpose, for purpose, with purpose, meaning, style. And as always, growth starts with you. And I thank you for listening. That's a step. I thank you for sharing. That's another step. And I thank you for supporting. And as always, let's keep continuing to grow and share. Share this podcast, subscribe, rate, comment, follow. And of course, and in saying all of that, I want you to keep growing. So until next time, sisters, let's keep growing, because it all starts with you.